Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for requesting this private session that Molly and I are getting ready to do. If you haven't already listened to the episode of the podcast, please click below. It'll be linked below this private session and check that out first. So, Molly, what are we going to work on today? What feels relevant and vital and important to
Uh,
tap on?
so I know you've done a lot on procrastination, but does it feel good to do it again for you? Or is that too
You're
much?
like, I've been not reading that email for weeks, but if I do it right now.
Yeah, why don't we do it on the people who, because so many people in my audience do have all the knowledge of all the things of getting better, or growing their business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so how do we say, hey, I've got this beautiful tool at my disposal. I'm not using it though.
Okay. So, where is an area that procrastination is coming up for you right now?
For me, it is, I'll tell you both and I'll let you kind of intuitively pick where you feel like we need to go. One is with my own marketing. So I can teach it. I'm not applying it to my own business.
Okay.
Even my own business coach spotted that. She goes, she's very intuitive. And she was like, there's something with your own social media that's coming through. I don't know what it is. I was like, yeah, I don't follow my own plan.
Okay.
So there's something there. And then the other thing, which I feel like is very tied, is again, I've worked with a health coach for 3 years, a life coach. I know what I need to work on. I know what a lot of my blocks are. I mean, yes, there's more I haven't uncovered, obviously, but I know the ones on the surface. And yet, I just said before we hit record, Theresa's procrastination tapping session is right there in my inbox, marked as unread for 3 weeks.
Is it kind of like you want things to just happen by osmosis?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Um, when you go to do something like follow your own plan or think about like opening that email and doing that, what happens?
Mm, I kind of pause and go, oh, there's something more urgent that needs to be done. It's like I can't see past the quote urgent when it's really not urgent, but I can't see past the urgent to get to the things that'll actually move not only my business forward, but my own healing forward.
Okay. What would change in your business if you weren't procrastinating on the things that you feel like you're procrastinating on? And is that just following your own plan, or is that what else are you procrastinating on in your
Yes.
business?
Following my own plan is really the main thing I would say. It's not that I need um it's not that I don't know what to do. It's that I'm not doing what I know I need to do. And what it
Okay.
would change would be there's kind of this, I wouldn't say I'm at an income plateau. Well, kind of I am, a revenue plateau. We are still growing, but, and I don't know if this feels too superficial, but like we moved into this house a year ago and I love design and decor. And there's a lot of like design updates we've wanted to do to the
Yeah.
house. And I'm like, breaking through that next level of revenue and my business would allow me to make those updates in the home that I love and that I'm in almost all day, every day.
Yeah, for sure. That's not superficial. That's important. Um, so it would allow you the income to make those updates. What else would change?
I feel like a little more freedom of when I am quote off the clock. You know how it is as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not feeling like I'm constantly having to go, what do I need to work? Like the it feels easy. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to keep consistently planning what's the next thing. How am I going to get business next month? How am I going to get business next month? Like it's planned and it's there because I know
Okay.
all that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So do you feel like you're kind of like working a little bit kind of around the clock because you just
Yes.
kind of doing this, that, and there's not really like a boundary there?
Yes.
Um, are there any things that feel like they're scary if you actually had that time schedule? Like, for instance, like, ooh, then I'd have to like repair a relationship, or I'd have to parent more, or I'd have to like, I mean, sometimes those things are are kind of like, oh, it's easier to just spend a little more time in the office.
It's the things you don't want to say, right? You're like,
Yeah,
ooh, I don't want to go play Barbies. Which you hate saying that out loud, but
I feel you. And also, you probably don't want to miss that time and the
no,
ability to at
I
least
don't.
watch them play Barbies.
Or there's so many other things we could do. Like we had a great mommy daughter date yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday, and we went and got cupcakes, and you know what I mean. So it's not like it has to be Barbies, but it could be a million other things too. It could be. I feel this is all bubbling up now. I think I feel guilty. I feel like I either need to be working or I need to be momming, and
Mm.
there's no time for me just going to do like, oh, I want to go peruse the thrift store because I love doing stuff like that.
Pleasure.
Yes, yes.
You
I
will
wanna
be
go get a
amazed if you
massage. Yeah.
start prioritizing
Mhm,
that, what shifts.
mhm. Yeah.
It's an uncomfortable shift, I know, because I very well, I've dove into it a few times in my life, but this spring I specifically like put aside time and joined programs and stuff specifically around
Mhm.
pleasure, and it was such an uncomfortable way to spend time because of those very things. But through that slowing down, everything in my life has gotten better.
Isn't
Everything.
that amazing?
And I wanted to be able to deliver that to my clients, and I wanted to be able to, write my book through the lens of pleasure, deliver my sessions through the lens of pleasure, parent, have my marriage, all of that through that lens, because it is so undervalued.
I feel lighter actually and less tight in my belly just us talking about that.
Yeah, it's what we're
So
here
that
for.
means we hit something.
Yeah. So, yeah, but can you see like the procrastination is connected to the things that you don't want to deal with that happen if you do those things? If you're not all of a sudden busy with work, then you actually have time to enjoy your life, parenting, being a wife, being a friend, enjoying your
Yeah.
home, just feeling all the goodness of all the things that are in your life and
Yeah.
receiving that and feeling like I deserve this and I'm worthy of this and it's okay for me to be still. So
Mm. But
let's
it
tap on
still
this one.
feel but still feels anxiety provoking because you're like, then you're alone with your thoughts. And I don't want to be alone with my thoughts.
Yes, well, that's why we want to move the emotions. There's nothing wrong with your thoughts, but there's problems in the feelings that have to do with the guilt or the shame or the unworthiness or whatever that propel you to just work, 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 as if that's how you earn your keep.
I'm letting my next one know I'm running a little bit behind.
No worries.
I'm gonna say mm,
And if that's okay, I won't rush, but otherwise I'm on track. We can still.
I said 10:35. So yeah, we're
Okay,
good.
perfect. So, Molly, when you think about the procrastination and you think about whatever is it anxiety that goes along with it? Like, how would you describe the feeling? You just said something about the in your belly.
I would say it's like a guilt. It's a guilt of
What's the
shame.
sensation? We're so prone to assign emotion to sensation. What's the sensation that goes along with it?
It is probably a tightness. You're right. It's just kind of like, ugh, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having trouble assigning a sensation.
Okay. You
Yeah,
said
I
it
would
was
say
in your gut.
yeah, like closed in, like
Mhm.
stay in my little, stay
Yeah.
in my little safety bubble.
Okay. And so that feeling of tightness and guilt as you procrastinate, let's give that a rating, where 0 is I don't feel it at all, and 10 is I feel it a lot.
I would say a 7.
Okay, let's see where this goes.
Okay.
And everyone that's listening can just tap along with us and, make this your own. It's, whatever you procrastinate on may be different than what Molly procrastinates on. And it's always fine to change the words and make it your own because that's what your own energy is going to respond to. But I'm going to do this specifically for what Molly's bringing to the table. So just tap and repeat after me, just like you've seen in the other videos that you've watched. Even though I don't follow my own plan,
Even though I don't follow my own plan,
I want to love and accept myself anyway.
I want to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I feel like I'm procrastinating on things that I really shouldn't be.
Even though I feel like I'm procrastinating on things I shouldn't be.
And it would be a lot different if I would just do these things.
It'd be a lot different if I would just do these things.
I honor all of these feelings and accept myself anyway.
I honor all of these feelings and accept myself anyway.
Even though I know an awful lot,
Even though I know an awful lot,
and I sometimes just don't feel like it's important enough to do these things.
I just sometimes feel like it's not important enough to do these things.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
All this procrastination.
All this procrastination.
I don't want to follow my own plan.
I don't want to follow my own plan.
But not following my own plan feels like a disconnect from my own intuition.
But not following my own plan feels like a disconnect from my own intuition.
Because I would totally tell someone else to do it.
Because I would totally tell someone else to do it.
They'd get great results.
And they'd get great results.
But I will not do it for myself.
But I will not do it for myself.
Procrastinate, drag my feet.
Procrastinate and drag my feet.
Find other things to do.
Find other things to do.
It just doesn't feel important enough.
It just doesn't feel important enough.
Life is good enough without me doing that extra stuff.
Life is good enough without me doing that extra stuff.
And yet I want more.
And yet I want more.
I'd really love to be able to do these home updates.
I'd really love to be able to do these home updates.
I'd really love to break through this income plateau.
Love to break through this income plateau.
And keep building this business bigger.
Keep building this business bigger.
But I'm kind of stuck in what's comfortable.
I'm kind of stuck in what's comfortable.
And I'm missing out on other things that I would really enjoy in my life too.
And I'm missing out on other things I would really enjoy in my life.
There doesn't feel like there's any room for my own pleasure and enjoyment.
Doesn't feel like there's any room for my own pleasure and enjoyment.
Everything feels like it's about work or parenting.
Everything feels like it's about work or parenting.
And I feel really guilty if it's not work or parenting.
And I feel really guilty if it's not work or parenting.
There is this tightness about me all the time.
There is this tightness about me all the time.
Really closed in.
Really closed in.
And yet that tightness feels safe to me.
And yet that tightness feels safe to me.
Nothing's going to get to me when I'm all balled up like that.
Nothing's going to get to me when I'm all balled up like that.
I don't have to worry about the thoughts I'm having.
I don't have to worry about the thoughts I'm having.
Or the feelings that I've buried.
Or the feelings that I've buried.
Or all of the enjoyable things that I'm not doing.
Or all of the enjoyable things I'm not doing.
Because I've got work to do.
Because I've got work to do.
And as long as I keep procrastinating,
and as long as I keep procrastinating,
there's always going to be work to do.
There's always going to be work to do.
The truth is, even if I don't procrastinate,
the truth is, even if I don't procrastinate,
there's always going to be work to do.
There's always going to be work to do.
I'm open to the idea that it's safe to do more of the things that move me forward.
I'm open to the idea that it's safe to do more of the things that move me forward.
More of the things that make me an example of the things I ask others to do.
More of the things that make me an example of the things I ask others to do.
More things that make me feel like I'm walking my talk.
More things to make me feel like I'm walking my talk.
That make me feel proud of myself.
Make me feel proud of myself.
And that allow me to feel expansive.
And that allow me to feel expansive.
That allow me to feel like it's okay to take time for me.
Allow me to feel like it's okay to take time for me.
Because I've been living and working in integrity.
Because I've been living and working in integrity.
Allow me to feel like there's more to my life than working and momming.
Allow me to feel like there's more to my life than working and momming.
And that all of that pleasure that I've been avoiding.
And all of that pleasure I've been avoiding.
Is the fuel I need.
Is the fuel I need.
to be the kind of boss and mom I want to be anyway.
To be the kind of boss and mom I want to be anyway.
And to enjoy this life the way I really, really want to.
And enjoy this life the way I really want to.
All right, take a nice deep inhale through your nose, Molly. Hold it for a second before you exhale. What came up for you while we were tapping through all of that?
It was funny. It was like you were reading my mind. It was like every little thing you said, I was like, yeah. Yeah. I just think you kind of hit the nail on the head with everything. And it was awesome.
How does that tightness in your body feel?
I feel looser all over, even down to my fingertips. So I would say it's like down to like a 3.
Awesome. So that's more than cut in half in like,
Yeah.
what was that, like 5 minutes or something?
Yeah.
So you can kind of get a taste of like the power of that, and also experience that you can relate to making familiar that it's worth taking the time to do that round of EFT tapping and to not procrastinate on it. And, also to start getting a little more comfortable with the idea that like there are some probably really big emotions and feelings, some vulnerability, some things that don't feel totally safe right now that wait for you on the other side of you actually gaining control of your schedule, getting to really get in there and do the things like you're asking other people to do them, and that it's scary, to have the room for that. And also, it's the most amazing kind of terrifying.
Yes. Yes. I resonate with that 100%.
Yeah. So it's just kind of it's a cool, like, new way to look at it and like a new beginning to things. So yeah. And
Yeah.
some of that fuel, like you can feel how like things kind of start moving and it's like, maybe I could do that. I can see a plan developing. I can see possibility. I'm not resisting my own expansion. I don't feel that pain and that closeness. I actually feel open to the possibility.
I love that. Yeah. The resisting my own expansion. Like that's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, well, good. Well, I hope that helps you breathe easier today and to get a little more done as you tackle your to-do list. And I hope you can find a time that you're like, hey, today's when I'm cutting it off and I'm enjoying the rest of my day and all these things that I work so hard for all year long, and just really going to appreciate myself.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much. You're so gifted.
Oh, thanks, Molly. And thank you for having me on the show. And thank you all for listening. As I always say on these sessions, I love feedback. I love to hear what you guys have to say when you've tried this. Feel free to shoot me an email, Theresa@TheresaLearLevine.com. Let me know how this went for you or how you tweaked it to make it work for you. And would you like to hear from people too, Molly? You're welcome to give your address.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So I'm just contact@mollycahill.com. CAHILL. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you all.